Breaking overnight, police in southern Wisconsin chase a Greyhound bus down the highway to arrest a man they say was armed. We're now hearing from people on board and the scare they went through. A judge releases documents about the investigation into the deadliest mass shooting in modern U.S. history, what they say about the gunman 2 months before his attack. Today, the St. John St. James congregation is inviting everyone to check out their new $2 million school renovation. A look inside the facility as excitement for the grand opening grows.
From WBAY TV, coverage you can count on. Action 2 News This Morning starts now.
Hello, everybody. Good morning to you. I'm Aisha Morales.
And I'm Jenny Curtis.
Thanks for joining us this morning. We'll get into all those stories here momentarily, but we've been talking about the weather and it just got colder all of a sudden, so just be prepared.
Yeah, temperatures changed at the top of the hour, so sometimes if you notice, we may drop down, rise up a degree. So in our case, getting a little colder here this morning. It is going to be a cold day. We still have some temperatures and wind chills that are going to be sub-zero, especially this morning. So current temperatures at 1 below in Green Bay. 4 below though in Appleton and 4 below in Shawano, 11 below right now in Antigo. It's cold out there with wind chills that are still around 28 below in Antigo and 27 below in Rhinelander. And it feels like 22 below this morning in Appleton, 15 below in Manitowoc and Sheboygan. Wind chills this morning will still be around 10 to 20 below zero for Green Bay, the Fox Valley and Lakeshore. Into central and northern Wisconsin, wind chills as low as 20 to 25 below zero. This wind chill advisory lasts until 9 o'clock this morning, so for another hour, but wind chills will still be cold throughout the day. We expect sunny skies similar to what you have now, a sunny day and temperatures in the low teens. It's definitely a cold, kind of typical January day. Aisha?
All right, Jenny, thank you. We're following breaking overnight news from southern Wisconsin, where police say they've arrested an armed man off of a Greyhound bus heading from Milwaukee to Chicago. The first call came into police last night just after 9:30. We're told the officers chased the bus along I-94 from Racine County all the way to Illinois before spike strips were used to stop it. Even still, the bus kept going until passengers on board begged the driver to stop. Illinois State Police arrested a Hispanic man as officers were seen searching through a backpack they found on board. What we do know is roughly 50 passengers were on board the entire time. In the past hour, we're hearing how many of them say the suspect started threatening people at the back of the bus, which the driver did not seem to realize. One of the men on board called 911, and that's when the chase began. Even still, riders say they had to tell the driver and practically beg him to stop even after the bus rolled over 2 sets of those spike strips.
About 30 police was behind us, so I guess the bus driver, I don't know if he knew that they were chasing us or not, but you know, the law is if you see emergency lights, you pull over.
Riders say when the bus finally stopped, police swarmed it with their guns drawn and arrested that suspect. Eventually, all of the passengers were brought to Chicago safe and sound. I-94 South was closed in Kenosha County, causing backups in both directions near the state line. New this morning, just this morning, I should say, 55 workers from WPS and We Energies head out to Puerto Rico to help them. The group left around 4 this morning. They're heading out for 6 weeks as part of a larger effort to help the U.S. territory get power back. Much of the island has been without electricity since Hurricane Maria hit last September. That includes factories that make medical IV bags, causing a shortage here on the U.S. mainland. Only 55% of the island has power right now, but with the help of these workers, the U.S. Army hopes to have power restored to most of the territory by the end of March. We're learning more about the man who carried out the deadliest shooting in modern U.S. history. Court documents about Stephen Paddock, who opened fire on a concert last year in Las Vegas, Nevada, were unsealed yesterday. In them, investigators talked about mystery email exchanges they found 2 months before the attack happened. One message read, quote, "For a thrill, try out bump fire ARs with 100-round magazine," end quote. Investigators think one of the email accounts belonged to Paddock, who acted alone when he killed 58 people and injured hundreds more. Appleton's effort to redevelop or build a new library is seeing some progress. Back in November, we told you about the city and how they started accepting proposals for a new multi-use building. Yesterday, 5 different groups sent in their ideas for a downtown building that would eventually include a library along with housing, businesses, or medical services.
So when you have that kind of mixed use, it really makes the development more sustainable into the future. So if one use wanes, then you can pick that up with a different type of use.
Appleton will only choose a building design with a library, but Mayor Tim Hanna is confident some of the other projects could move forward by substituting another use for the library. Today, the St. John St. James congregation is welcoming the community to see its new and improved school.
In recent months, the new-look St. John St. James Lutheran School has been the talk around town.
In the village of Reesville, you don't see a big project like this, so people think this is really superb that we're stepping out and doing something like this.
With a $2 million commitment from the congregation, the church decided it was time to build upon its history of providing high-quality education.
Just amazing, the teachers, the staff, but the building did not reflect that. And now I look at the building and I think it's starting to reflect the quality of education that's offered here.
Along with new classroom space is a new commons area with a kitchen and a new gymnasium, meaning the school can now host its own sporting events, and students won't be confined to their classrooms on rainy days or when it's brutally cold outside.
It was nice to come into a warm building and get some of that energy released and get back to studies again.
Thanks to this hallway, the school is now connected to the church, allowing for more fellowship. All changes that point to an exciting new chapter for St. John St. James.
Ministry can be exciting, especially when you have a project like this, and then the real work begins of continuing to reach more people with the gospel.
That was Jeff Alexander reporting. Today's open house at St. John St. James is from 10 to 2. Everyone is welcome. A new federal mandate for truck drivers to start entering in their logs electronically is now in effect. How they say the new system is working out after a weather check with Jenny next.
You're watching Action 2 News This Morning Weekend Edition with Aisha Morales. Coverage you can count on.